Exam AZ-900 Microsoft Azure Fundamentals. Microsoft Azure Fundamentals is a certification exam that tests your knowledge of cloud computing concepts and Azure services. Candidates who wanted to give this exam have skills, experience working with an area of information technology, such as infrastructure management, database management, or software developments. As a person who wanted to give this exam basically have some knowledge and the experience in the in the IT, where he can do some programming, or it is where he is in process of creating infrastructure or creating some database designing. So these kind of developers can learn this Microsoft Azure fundamentals, and they can able to give exam AZ 900 to get Microsoft certification for Azure fundamentals. Then below our main topics gets covered in this exam. So out of 100%, this below are the main topics. So first one is describe cloud concept. On this topic, we'll get the exam questions are around 20 to 25 to 30% of questions will be covered in this topic. Then describe Azure architecture and services. 35 to 40% of questions will be covered around under this topic. And third one is the describe Azure management and the governance, where we can learn about the costing and pricing about the Azure services. So it covers in this topic about 30 to 35% of questions will be covered in this exam. Then next one is we'll understand the sub contents of uh, uh, subcontents, subtopics of this exam, where we understand the cloud concepts, explain here we explain the benefits and consideration of using cloud service. Here we understand the terms such as high availability, scalability, elasticity, agility, and fault tolerance. Here we differentiate between the infrastructure as a service, called as, then platform as a service as a PaaS, and software as a service as SaaS. Then in the next topic, we understand about the core Azure services, like describe the what are the core Azure architectural components, including the regions, availability zones, and resource groups. Here we explain the difference between the Azure services and the Azure service types. We also identify the core Azure services such as Azure Virtual Machines, Azure App Services, Azure Storage, and Azure Virtual Networks. Here we understand the security, privacy, and compliance trust, explain the Azure security features and compatibilities, including the Azure security centers and Azure firewall. Yeah, and we will also understand the share responsibility model. Understand the Azure identity services, including the Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, and explain the Azure governance features, including the Azure policies and Azure blueprints. So these kind of different Azure services we learn in this topic, understanding security and privacy, compliance, and trust. Then the last one is understanding the Azure pricing and support. So while using Azure services, what pricing or what is the support structure of Azure services, that we learn in this main topic. So here we understand the pricing and purchase models for Azure services. We get to understand Azure subscription and management groups. Here we also understand the Azure support options, including the Azure Service Health and the Azure support plans. We'll start explaining about topics from next part onward. In the next one onward, we will start explaining about the each topic and the subtopics and models related to this exam. So till then, thank you.